I guess one of the greatest stories of this is like Cinderella's story or the New Testament, where both kind of have this shape where things are pretty terrible, get a little better, incrementally getting better and better until they get absolutely terrible. And then there's some slow improvement and then something unbelievably transformational, right? So, like, humankind receives incremental gifts from a deity, and then we're ousted from good favor from that deity. And then through some sort of charitable action, there's some return off the charts of bliss, off the charts of great transformation. Think of that in the story of Cinderella, where it continues to get a little better for the ball and then terribly worse when everything falls apart, and then he returns with the slipper and brings her back to the castle, right? It's the same shape. And so little stories like this and having some ideas of that rags to riches story is like a good time of how we can use our vulnerabilities. Why would we maybe want to use that, or how would we want to use that? I guess the point, the transformation point of the story would use our vulnerabilities to achieve a result. And it's through taking risk, through early struggles, that we're able to achieve great things. There's all sorts of storytelling like this. So again, I'm going to link you to some PDFs and graphics that I've collected based on Hero's Journey, Overcoming a Monster, some of these constructs that we're talking about. The reason I mention these is when we tell a story, there should be a point to telling that story. The reason we do that is a point can be remembered. Right? Tell a story that makes a point, or make a point that tells a story, because if you just make the point, who cares? Who are you? Why would someone be invested? How's that to be recalled? Maybe even the whole room will ooh and ah because it makes sense, because the point really makes sense. But if you really want to transform in your speaking, then you need to make sure that story is something, that point is something that they can carry in a package of a story so it can go on to be told.